Hi, anyone who is joining me live or is watching the VOD later, welcome to Broken Arrow and a new map. We are in the deployment phase. I have muted the Discord, so I can't hear what the plan is from the guys, but never mind, I'm sure there is a plan. Let me know if it's all running okay, by the way, because I'm going through Restream to make sure that I can stream on both Twitch and YouTube, as it's been misbehaving on YouTube a lot recently using other stuff. Where should we go? We're right in the thick of it, shall we, in the middle? We've only got 24 seconds to pre-deploy, so let's just go for it. Green berets in a little bird, yes. I'm probably not going to get there, but I'm going to try. There's sniper in as well. I like these little war pigs and stuff. I doubt I'm going to get there, but we'll see. I wonder if we need... do we need air in straight away? And bring a Patriot in back here, because we're going to need it. And some standard infantry. Can you come in a Hemet? We can bring in a couple, yeah. There's the jets coming in, which was... Oh, the opener is always loads of jets. Felix is on the other team. The senior dev. Oh, they're going for the helicopters. Hang on. Land, 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 land. Ah, poor little bird. My raptors are expensive. Unfortunately. I could just deploy that now, couldn't I? Screw it, let's get it over there. They spent a lot on aircraft at the start, though, so they hopefully don't have too much on the ground. We'll see. Got a Raptor in. I think we can start causing them issues now. There's a bomber of some kind. Raptor, turn, 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 turn. Come on, Raptor. Do your thing. Get the Raptor out of there now. Before we lose it. Just let these guys capture this area. Oh, they've got stuff behind us. Crap. Of course. Let's get a sentinel in. I mean, we've got stuff up here, so we can get into these buildings anyway. I've got a couple of squads of rangers. Though I lost my AA piece, which is kind of annoying. So here we go. So they're in all of these things. Kill that. So we need to... All of these buildings are full.
Helicopter is mission ready. Flying there.
Fortunately, I didn't send any AA up with them. They're very much in control of the centre, so I'm wondering if it's better to just ignore the centre now. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to take it back. I might be better off trying to help elsewhere. Unless I can empty these buildings. Got the HIMARS, but I think we'll be better off going in at this side and ignoring the middle. I mean, we've got the points, but we're not going to keep them. Let's try and help that, because there's... I guess if I try and get the HIMARS in at this side at least, it'll be out of the way. Oh, then again, I could just nuke them. I know they're in this area. I could just drop a nuke on it. Because they're pretty far forward, right? It's 1,000, though. They do not have... Oh. They had stingers, but they don't have anything else. Might as well just run them away. Because they're just going to die otherwise. But I need to clear those buildings. Those guys aren't going to survive either. I think we can save it. Yeah, we've lost the middle point. I'm better off helping over here now. Let's bring in... I have a couple of vehicles. I've got the M10s. The Striker. Let's bring one of these in. But there's no way I can take the middle without dropping a nuke on it. What we probably do need to do is make sure there's some recon knocking around. Just to cover the back. In case they try to push around. Get these guys in. Can I not bring them in a hem? Oh, hang on. Vehicle. Supply HEMT. There we go. You. Oh, that's full now. Okay. Can't fit as much in the HEMT as I thought I could. There you go. I need to get you repaired. That's another point. HEMT, let's supply. Let's just try and nuke that. They'll probably shoot that down, to be fair. Yeah. We'll have to try. I don't think I'm going to be able to overwhelm their air defenses. I'm surprised I still have hold of that point. They're coming in around the back here, but that should be easily dealt with the helicopter, which we have you there. So you deploy that. You're going to land there. Go back to base. You're in the building. You go back to base. They're coming in around here. As soon as that's repaired, I will get that over here to assist. Let's get our recon over. We lost Delta. Oh, that's that one that they finally took. Unload those, go back to base. You push up. You guys are going to push up. You'll be able to engage these odds. They're going to get killed anyway. Oh, yeah. Okay. Reaper drone died immediately. Never mind. Drones are just... Ah, they die so easily in this. Oh, tool that. What infantry do I have? I do have the Delta Force. I'm coming in the War Pigs. I don't think I'm going to have enough. I was going to say, you can fire at the aircraft, can't you? Yes, but you're going to miss because you're just stingers. Oh, I hit it!
Helicopter is in the air. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. Chopper standing by.
That Stinger's doing a good job here, though. Lovely. Let's get it moving.
Search and destroy. Rangers lead the way.
Rude.
We're on the move. Rangers at your command, sir. Striker here. Go ahead. Air defense here. We're combat ready.
Don't have any heavy tanks is my current issue, which I am slightly worried about. I still lost that, but never mind.
Aircraft here. At your command.
You guys run into the building. Let's bring in a couple of these guys.
Armor moving out. Make way.
We should bring in javelins. Just do one of those, because that's going to be the only long-range anti-tank I have.
Moving to next waypoint.
I'm assuming this is the stream is running okay. If anyone is watching, do let me know if there are any obvious issues. I need to keep moving this around. He's doing a good push there. I'm just going to push these guys up as well, but BMP-2 is a problem.
75th Ranger at your command. Copy. We take that building. Rangers ready for action. Throwing smoke. Take that building.
They've got a good defense set up around that. I really wish I had a lot of tanks. Alright, the War Pigs can go back to base. Delta Force get in here, you get in here. I need some recon over here, don't I really? Green Berets are... oh, they're very expensive though. The dilemma, obviously, with this division is the units are very expensive. Oh dear. They're pushing in around the back again. Infantry got melted because I wasn't watching them. I'm missing my Abrams, that's for sure.
Logi here, send traffic. Armored transport, ready. It's like a walk in the park. Affirmative. Entering building. Silent professional. Reconnaissance is good to go. Chopper reporting in. Chopper standing by. Chopper.
She's doing alright here. Phase 1's going to end. We have definitely lost Phase 1.
Setting up an attack pattern. Air cab ready. Lining up for attack. Cab is on the field.
I'm going to get these guys in here, but I don't think they'll make it. Still got that tulpan back there. I should really kill that with this, but... doubt I'll hit it, because the artillery is going to get dealt with by AA. Don't know what's in here, but I'm just going to go in and try and get it. I wasn't expecting to get any wins today. Not when the opponents are very experienced. Felix obviously knows the units inside out. What is Delta Force doing? Run away.
You'd be blind without us. All trench monkeys, dismount. Moving to contact. Striker standing by. Cavalry here. We're in combat. Cavalry.
Lucas trying hard there. Well done. Got the point at least. They're encroaching here, but...
Cavalry is in combat. At your command, we unleash hell, sir. Delta here. We're in
need to clear that building. Can this thing still fire?
rocket artillery at your orders, sir. Direct fire.
I think it can still fire. Oh no, it's out of missiles, okay.
Big road is ours. Reverse. Armored cab engaged.
He's worked hard. There's a T-72 coming in, so he's going to reverse now.
Recon Rangers at your command, sir. Striker at your command, sir.
I need to clear that building. What have I got in here that's actually... I didn't bring any other artillery is my issue. Bring in the strikers, maybe they can do some damage to it. Although, could also maybe do a helicopter. Does anything have lots of rockets? Not really. I didn't really bring anything with lots of rockets. Nuke. That was us with the Spirit. Very nice.
Armored cab is on the field.
Go, M10, go!
Armored transport reporting in. RRC here. Pushing forward. They won't hear us coming. Armored cab.
I wonder if I can get this guy over there now and just... I wonder if I can just drive him in there. Maybe. We'll see. I need some supplies for this guy.
Rocket artillery at your disposal, sir. Logi here, send traffic.
Get you out. You should just...
Miners at your command. Roger, moving to
You should rearm.
combat vehicle at your command, sir. Sweeping area. Recon company reporting in. Rangers ready for combat. Check that building. Helicopter is in the air. Air here.
Let's get that down between the buildings.
Chopper awaiting orders. Flying to coordinates. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed.
Send that back to...
Ready.
Although actually it can probably come back to here and land again.
Plan received. Striker ready.
Not ideal, but not terrible. I did lose that. But there are other units there, so... Go back to base. I'm now engaging that, but obviously they can fire back. Doing a reasonable amount of damage to them in the building with the strikers, though. There we go, that squad's dead, so that missile's useless to them. Good. You are going to unload there.
Air defense here. Pedal to the metal.
They got a tank coming in. What are we doing over here? Oh, you guys are in trouble, so let's smoke. Retreat. They didn't do badly, though, considering. Right. Nuke. Nuke is going on these.
They all fear the shadow of my wing. Attack vector confirmed. Bombs are ready. Attack vector confirmed. Ready to pick them.
Come on, B2. Make me proud. Hey, Manco. How are you doing? Apologies, I didn't know when you sent that message. Whee! Goodbye! Thanks for playing. Off we go. Go, 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 go.
Fighting vehicle ready. Moving out.
You can just immediately leave the map. Let's bring in some supply for those guys. You are back in action. Let's go, 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 go.
Rangers standing by.
I love a nuke. I love a nuke. Right, you go. Let's do Patriot, because we need one of those on the map preferably, which will go probably here where I tried to put one before and then it never happened. Reinforcements coming in there, that's fine.
Need a helicopter down? Recon Rangers, at your orders. Personal carrier ready. Weapons team standing by. Landing assistance team, what can I do for you?
We'll be able to kill those, no problem.
RC, at your command, sir.
Run in that.
Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast.
Oh, that's AA, so they can't really go in there.
Chopper here.
But you can kill that.
Need a rifle. Anybody home? Recon Rangers here. We're engaged. Ranger RC engaged. What are your orders? Anti-air.
They dropped a load of stuff off here. Okay.
Welcome to the missile age, choppers. Recon Rangers ready.
They should be able to help a lot there. How are we doing over there? It's okay. Good.
Disposal, sir.
We need to assist here because they've got helicopters coming in, so I'm just going to push up a bit.
Special forces here. We need an evac. Fighting vehicle.
Yeah, I'm going to unload there. Return to base. You guys come in here. You will deploy over there for now.
Chopper standing by. Looking for targets of opportunity.
I was going to say, I don't know what this guy's doing. Struggling is the answer. I don't know why he just ignored that. That's very strange. It's Felix here. That's weird. He seemed to ignore those guys and turn around and attack the other ones. So,
Striker at your command, sir.
Striker's in now. Going to deploy that there. How are we doing over here? Oh, my AA unit got killed, but that's alright. Kind of thought it would. I should bring another Stinger thing in there for them. I'm being helpful.
Fighting vehicle ready for combat.
More infantry in.
Copy that. Looking for target.
Oh, lots of T-72s coming in here. This should be a good time for... Even a killer egg would do, because that's got...
Snipers, standing by. Striker awaiting orders. Looking for enemy contact.
We've gone in that building.
Striker here. We're combat ready. Combat patrol underway. Striker standing by.
I'm going to move this, actually, because while it's doing a lot of hard work here. Lovely. Just going to move it.
Moving to next waypoint.
Obviously, it's at risk if I leave it in the same position.
Combat vehicle standing by.
They have Spetsnaz are in a good position. You guys run.
Cargo truck ready.
You guys are going to unload there.
Reconnaissance.
Guys, unload there.
Striker here. Copy. We hide in that building. Need supplies? Regroup and move up.
Rangers moved up.
Fly truck ready to transport.
Push everything up here. The little vehicles will be good fire support.
Striker reporting in. Killer egg.
Killer Egg's doing okay. Okay. We stabilized a little bit. Not feeling great about it, but we stabilized a little bit.
Recon Rangers lead the way. Striker here. We're combat ready. Surrender is not a Ranger word. Striker ready for action. Reconnaissance is good to go. Weapons team ready.
Bring a couple of bookers in here as well.
Driver, move out. Moving to shooting position.
Moving to shooting position.
Get in that building. Set up a base of fire. Logistics ready.
I do have artillery access again, I think. Yeah, this is rearmed.
Artillery standing by.
Just going to move it slightly.
Anti-aircraft standing by. Radar turns
Turn the radar back on that.
Rangers standing by. Reconnaissance ready for action. Recon vehicle standing by. Fire and maneuver. All hands.
Oh.
Recon vehicle ready for action.
Hmm.
Pushing forward.
Should kill this now. Thanks for following, Bandricky. And hey, Rubbish, how you doing? Right, let's get into this building here. Okay, these guys probably just come this way away from the vehicles. Because we want to kill this squad.
Heavy weapons here. Cargo truck ready. Give me a target.
We're not doing horrendously right now, but equally... I wonder if I can assist over here. Yeah, we're just push. We don't want to stay anywhere they can fire at us. We want to get right on top of these guys.
Looks like we found them. Cargo truck here. We're in the middle of a fight. Recon vehicle ready.
Need to do as much damage as possible.
Land on rail. Recon vehicle. Send traffic. Over. Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me. Hey,
Oh, the tanks are coming. The tanks are coming. Run this way. Run this way. Run this way.
striker ready.
Where's those bookers? There they are. I'm not going to be able to deal with those tanks. Where's my nuke? Oh, it's nowhere near ready. I can probably get the tanks with a helicopter. I mean, that's the other option. Here comes the next Paradrop. I don't even see the units that are dropping though, which is weird. Like,
Rangers here.
you'd expect to see something.
Echo reporting in. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Killer egg here. Solid copy. Search and destroy. Killer egg awaiting mission.
Let's take this here and land it. Where's my... Comanche has some Hellfires. Bring this thing in to assist. T-72s, so they're big tanks.
Who called the cavalry?
They're not going to be an easy kill for me.
Standing by. AH-6 killer egg here.
We're okay over here at the minute because they haven't pushed there. We're not doing too badly now. I need to deal with these. What's the little stealth? I want the stealth recon drone. Uh-oh.
Flight plan updated. Killer egg is combat ready.
That's a very random attack.
All things shall be revealed. New course set. New bearing set. Copy. Looking for targets. The killer egg is in the air. Turning hot.
So we dealt with that. There's a bit of a helo rush. That was a good effort on their part. But, yeah, dealt with. Good. Evac you. Well done. You guys low down and get repaired and rearmed. We lost our guys here, though, so that was quite painful in that sense. Let's get you in. And you...
Pedal to the metal. Roger. Moving out.
Yeah, June it's getting released, so not too long to wait. That is a lot of infantry again.
Who needs a guardian angel? Killer egg ready for combat.
Let's put the marker down. Because we may need some assistance there. I have infantry coming in, but not enough. I don't have a bomber in this deck other than the nuke. It's not a great deck, but I wanted to put in lots of bits and pieces to try them out. So I've ended up with a not great deck, obviously, as a result. I need cluster bombs and stuff, which I don't have. Bring in the Comanches as well. Let's get you to deploy there. You're out of missiles. That's not good. Okay, come back there for now. Oh, shit. That was unexpected. I didn't realize they were going that way. My bad. Completely missed that. I need recon in, really. Have them in that. Yeah, 2 of them. Let's get some scouts in. You just got hit already.
Coordinates received. The killer egg is in the air. Roger that. Search and destroy. Roger that. Sweeping the area. Roger. Engage and destroy.
I'm gonna intrude with these guys. There we go. I need to kill the anti-air stuff first and foremost.
Aircab reporting in. Tally target. Engaging.
They have a lot of AA there.
Low and slow.
That is a lot of AA at the other side. It's all in good positions as well. I'm going to need a nuke to get through that again. Where's my nuke? Oh, it's almost time for a nuke. Yeah, they've got too much stuff there. You come over then, get rearmed. You're gonna take a while to get rearmed. Oops, wrong button. Stay where you are, stay where you are. Thank you for subscribing over on YouTube. Much appreciated. Sorry, I apologize. I'm sort of trying to keep one eye on the chat every so often, but I haven't played this for a while, so was that then? Oh, no, that was our nuke. Oh, no! The nuke also killed my guys that were in the point. Not ideal, but at least it killed most of the enemy, I think. They have... They're just sending in all the tanks now. That's bad. Yeah. There's nothing I can do about all those tanks at the minute. How far away is my nuke? Too far. Alright, you guys are absolutely useless now, so you might as well run. There's absolutely nothing you can do. I need to wait for the nuke to nuke them. And then I'll have to call somebody in to get the point. That's very unfortunate. Right, there we go. Drop it in the middle and hope for the best. If I catch them, I catch them. If I don't, I don't. There's not a lot else I can do. Move the Guardian up. Gonna recon strike it in over here. No, I got some stuff at least. That was a bit suicidal, but not a lot I could do. Need to be aware of that over there as well.
Guardian, awaiting mission. Guardian, at your command. Flyby attack initiated.
Some striker. Oh, it is striker in. This hasn't been a huge amount of help for HIMARS, unfortunately. Because, of course, they can... In fact, I'm going to send it back. Maybe I'll get some money for it.
Guardian, standing by.
Can you not hit that?
Flying there now. Flying to coordinates. Eyes on target. Guardian,
So that...
flight path updated. Roger that. Sweeping the area.
We got Bravo.
Guardian, stand
Need this point back. They're bringing in that now.
going hot. Flying under radar.
Oh, they just dropped a load of stuff in there. Yeah, there's no way I can deal with that. No way. Nothing I can do about that. That would need another nuke. I just don't have the numbers of units. There's no way we're getting that point back.
Air defense, standing by. Striker reporting in. Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Pedal to the metal. Striker here.
Really wish I had a bomber. Or some better artillery. Deck to show off new items was not a good idea for winning a game. They're obviously smashing us on points in terms of kills. Is that dropping stuff off? Or... Oh, no, it's a... Yeah. I'm not getting E back, so we need to go somewhere else. I think there's more chance of getting this in the next 4 minutes. So... Okay, it didn't like that. Recon team. And a Rangers team. There we go. Infantry unit, yeah. Sense of scale. Let's see. Infantry that is running a... Let me find an infantry unit that is running around and is not in a building. There you go. Those guys are in the trees laying down. If that... Oh. You can kind of see them in there. I don't think we're getting in there. Oh, they might be out of... They're not in a good way. We can't see them because of the smoke, but... There you go. His legs look a wee bit weird at the minute, but then he is under heavy fire. I mean, the thing is, you always play these games zoomed out, but like zooming in is quite cool. Like I don't have any cluster bombs, but they're pretty good in this game. I'll bring my Comanches back in and try and get this point. Killer egg as well. Killer egg over here. That killer egg I called in, I'm going to redirect over this way. They're just obviously steamrolling to get into the points, which is a good tactic, you know? Look at these buildings. Killer egg should be able to deal with these vehicles, but then it's getting a unit in there to cap it, which is going to be these guys. And then mortaring the crap out of my infantry that I just dropped off. It's my fault for not moving them immediately. Yeah, the killer eggs are useless once they've lost their... Once they're out of missiles, they die too quick. I mean, I just need to get in the point and cap it, but I don't think they're going to. Nah. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, Comanches are dead. Comanche's very dead. I'm not very happy that I built a good deck, by the way, at all. I just don't have stuff that I need, but I wanted to put the new stuff in. Like, I wanted the Comanche in, because it's the Comanche, right? It's for the pretty. Get the Raptor in. We can zoom in on the Raptor.
Find the coordinates. Going hot.
Oops. Trying to zoom in on the Raptor. Easier said than done. Oh, they killed my AA. Rude.
Locked. Engaging.
Good fun, though. But yes, that, that deck is not for playing with. It just... The special forces are very expensive, and they're lacking, you know? Because you have so few units as a result, and they're very specialized. And yeah, I think the M9s hit the helicopters. But yeah, good fun. Bear with me a moment. I'll find out. I don't know if we're having another game or not. If you bear with me 2 minutes, I will just go to my Be Right Back screen, and we will see what's happening. Yeah, these guys are just having a chit chat at the moment. No, Russia has the full set of divisions now. If you give me a second, I'll put the screen back on. So they're the... I'm just listening to what these guys are saying in the background if I seem distracted. But basically, you've got the VDV, the tank guards, motorized, coastal troops, and the mechanized infantry. Yeah, there are BMP2s, there are BMP1s, there are BMP3s. Everything's in there now that you could think of. And the animations are really good. Ranger Recon, yeah. Give me a sec. So there's the Ranger Snipers and the Rangers RRC. I think that's the Recon team. Yeah, I think it's those guys and the Snipers. You can change the loadout as well, so you got the standoff version as well. I don't know what weapons you guys use, of course. But you can... all the units that they've added are very good. Just wondering what's happening, whether we're having another game or if that's it. Basically, the server is going to automatically shut down at some point. So the online, the creation of games, the devs have to make the games so we can join them, but they will shut the server down. So apparently that's on a timer at the moment. I can still play single player and stuff and look at the armory and everything, but we won't be able to have more multiplayer games. I think. Yeah, I think the servers are going down soon. Yeah, I think the servers are going to shut down soon. But if anyone wants me to look at anything in particular at the moment, do ask. Thank you for following, Reckless. I don't think there are any units that can swim in the game in terms of infantry, officially at least. I can definitely build a Russian deck. Thank you for following. Well, lots of people suddenly following. Thank you, everyone. Hello. Yeah, I think that's the end of the online games for today. That's fine. Oh, it's a shame other people were unfortunate to watch, but I'm not a Tarkov guy. I have played Tarkov before though. I own Tarkov. You may have seen me doing that or doing Stalker Gamma. I did quite a few videos for. I think everyone was watching my guides for Stalker Gamma for a while. I'm sure there are better ones now. It's quite old. But I like my RTS and I like my FPS. But in terms of what I was actually good at, I was better at FPS games personally. But I enjoy RTS. All right. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being bad at both. At all. At all. Mamalam! Thank you for resubbing. Again. Much appreciated. As ever. Anyhow, I was going to build a Russian deck. I was trying to build one before, and I never finished it. and I played US, thankfully, because that would have been awkward. But we'll make a new one. What should we... Any preference on what we go for here? We've got the VDV and the tanks that we've had before. Thanks for following, Firelight. Is it Firelight or Feelight? The two new ones. Mech and motorized, these guys. Okay. What should we call it? Call it Mech Mot. Oh, thank you for the kind comment. Right. Just listening to Felix in the background on Discord. He's just talking about missiles. For anyone who doesn't know, Felix is the lead dev or lead game designer. But yes, we will build this deck. And I will just... Maybe mute these guys. I don't think they've added the weapon ranges to line of sight. No. No. I feel rude muting Felix, but they're having a conversation there, and I can't concentrate on what they're doing and what I'm doing at the same time. They'll forgive me, I'm sure. Yes, Felix did used to work for Eugen, yes. Felix used to... I can't remember. I think he was in charge of balance or something on Wargame. Something like that. Oh, wow. The bot's alive. How rare. How rare. It's quite funny, actually. I think a lot of the team originally were obviously modders who work on Broken Arrow. And Felix joined them, and then they've got other people now from all over the world. And yeah, Broken Arrow is not far now. It's just a few months. I don't know what's happening, because I know that originally there was talk of a public beta before launch, but I don't know if that's happening now. They haven't announced anything, and they haven't said anything to us. But yeah, I don't know if that's still going to happen. Right. So, anyhow, yes, we have the boomerang is in there, of course. And we get lots of weapon options for it. So we can have the proper boomerang module, not just the cord. These were very good, obviously, in the previous betas if you played it. I'm highly entertained still that the Spetsnaz GRU have a Batman logo. Does anyone know if that's like an actual logo they use, or if that's just a placeholder Batman logo? Because it's the Batman logo, right? I'm not crazy. They can have the boomerang on there. Thanks for following, Chills. Yeah, the boomerang was very good last time around. The Spetsnaz GRU do get a loadout option set. So you got the standard Verba with the RPG-28. You can just have the Verba, or you can just have the RPG-28. I mean, obviously, you want both, right? I mean, okay, there'd be certain times you don't, but... Yeah, they were a bit ridiculous. Some of the Russian vehicles with those big weapon systems on top, like the Boomerang, were really, really strong. I don't know how much they've been adjusted, to be fair. I assume a little bit. We did ask, or someone asked yesterday, for... I'll just disconnect from that now, as everyone's left. But we did ask yesterday if there was like a list we could have of major changes, but I don't think they provided one as yet. It would be nice to get one, obviously, but it is what it is. So what else we got in here? We've got little team with the VSS, and again we can change them to ambushes and give them the RPG-30. So informers or ambushes. Oh, they lose the VSS. Okay. I mean, it's not... I guess for sneaking around. That would actually be quite nice. And they can have the Boomerang as well. The BTR-82 gets some nice gear as well. Look at these upgrades. Conker's M on there now. So this is one thing about Russian vehicles, right? Some of the turrets look really weird strapped to the top of these things. Does that not look an odd size and shape for the top of the vehicle? I'm sure it's very functional. But some of them do look really odd. There's a truck, I can't remember the name of the truck, but it's like their version of a Humvee, and then they strap this autocannon on the top that looks really weird. Yes, it looks like it would be very top heavy. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it, Potter. I don't know. Anyhow. Not much at weapons choice for that. You can do the armor, of course. The slat armor in this game is great. Look at the increase in... It really works. But I didn't spend a lot of time building my deck earlier that I played with in the multiplayer game because it was... I had like 10 minutes before we started, so I just ran really shoving things in that looked new. Razvedka, right? But we do get them in the BMP-1 now. That has been added. I know people were asking earlier. So that's in. And yes, there are different weapon options. So the 1P with the ATGM. You can have it with the PG, with the grenade launcher as well. Or you can upgrade it just to have the 30mm, which basically is making it BMP-2, right? It's all about the pretty graphics in these games. Everything has to look right. BMP-2 again with the that is a nice looking turret. See, that looks like it fits on that vehicle, right? That works for the BMP-2. The BTR, let's have a look. BTR-80. Nope, doesn't change the speed. At least it doesn't say it is there. It just stops it being able to go over the water. The BMP-3 is 70. So I guess they've adjusted it all now. I mean, there's still work in progress. Like, this is not a finished game, so expect stats to change and stuff from what we're seeing today. It's definitely not set in stone or anything. was going to say a lot of stuff in the game should be pre-existing. Thank you for following Mile Wide. A lot of the stuff, like equipment-wise, should be... I mean, they're not going for full realism, and Felix restated that today to everybody when we were talking in Discord. Just because I think people were asking about this, that, and the other, and he just restated, we're not going for realism or anything like that. But I think a lot of the units they're trying to make real, and then there's a couple of experimental, shall we call them, that are near-future tech. And a few things like the Comanche that they've added, which technically isn't... Also, the BTR-80 in the Coastal Troops one. Okay. Thanks, Mile Wide. We can check that in a bit. BMP-3. Which, again... See... I'll let them get away with it. It looks a tiny bit odd with the pocket module on there, but... probably less odd than some things. Again, a nice bit of kit, though. It doesn't actually make it that expensive, does it? It's only 105 to get the corner and the boulette on top. I can't hide the hood. This will pop open. The animations, for anyone who hasn't looked at them, and I streamed a bit on Twitch yesterday, but not on YouTube, because unfortunately I was having issues streaming to YouTube, but resolved for now. The animations on these vehicles and things is amazing. It's going to make for some very, very pretty videos when the game is released. I'm just sticking stuff in at the minute. Again, squad loadout, anti-material rifle, sniper rifle, why would you not take the anti-material rifle? I mean, don't get me wrong, there's situations you wouldn't, but gotta take the anti-material rifle. So you got the BRDM 3 down here. Armor package upgrade does not change the speed. Weapon upgrade. Improvement to recon, or does that change? Or that increases, that's even... you lose your 30mm to gain the laser sight, or the laser targeting. BRM 1K. The Grom. Upgrade to that. Or, again, you can have the laser targeting, but you lose your turret. But I guess it is a recon unit. Little Jeep. So you got a guy in the front with a machine gun, PKP, and then you got a big machine gun on the back. I mean, that is very close to their heads. One accidental slip up, and your driver and secondary gunner are going to be a mess. This looks like a bad design. Like, genuinely, this is a bad idea. Speeding away in the middle of a firefight or something. That's not going to end well. Oh. No. This is like proper... This unit is proper Wargame and Warno stuff. Look at the upgrade options. It can either have a machine gun, an SPG-9, or an ATGM. It is literally a Warno deck. You got the machine gun for transport, you've got the recoilless rifle in the infantry tab, and you got the ATGM one in the tank tab. I mean, yeah. But again, recoilless rifle is in the back of these guys' heads, so... yeah. It's not going to end well. Yeah, what else are we getting here? Drones. The drones are really good, by the way. The ATGM stats? Yeah. Not amazing in terms of range. In fact, what is the range on the... Okay, so that's 1,000, and the ATGM is 1,300. So it does have the longest range of those options. And then this thing can have a couple of weapons on, conkers or attackers. It's a funky little drone. We can whack the sensors on advanced. The drones are pretty good, though they are easily sometimes still... They still seem to be easily taken out by radar AA. The stealth drone that the Americans get is better. It seems to survive longer. Oh yes, the Land Rover will be fun when British units get added. They will eventually, I'm sure. Eventually. Give it time. Give it time. For anyone who has arrived and doesn't know me, by the way, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the moment, which you could be on either one. Please do remember to follow and subscribe over on YouTube. And YouTube, I have a video up of me playing one of the campaign missions yesterday, and I tried to play the other one today, but it's got some bugs, so I won't put the video up, and I've let the developers know, and hopefully they'll fix that, and I'll put the other campaign mission up once it's working. I tried playing it twice, and it basically got stuck at different points, so hopefully they'll have a look at that. And then I'll put that video up on YouTube. And I'll try and have a look through all of the decks as well. I know I'm kind of jumbling my way through this now to look at the units, but I'll try and do some videos looking through the units properly when I can sit down and do it. Thank you for the follow there, by the way. And hello, Zampastos? Totally guessing at how to pronounce your name there. Could also be split up. Anyhow, that's recon units. Let's have a look at the infantry in here. Yes, that's true. The low-flying drones are better. That's very true. Originally, and I don't know if it's still the case, the talk was that they were going to add China before anything else, so the first DLC would be China. But I don't know if that's still the plan. That was like going way back when. So I'm trying to look for stuff that's new, because obviously AGS 17 is just an AGS, right? Moto Pekota? Butchering some Russian words. No options in terms of weapons there, but they're well kitted and they're a decent sized squad. I have noticed something. They all have the same face. All the infantry in one squad seem to have the same face. I don't know if that's permanent or that's just for the moment. Motostrelki. Can't leave home without them, can we? Gotta come in a BMP2. Go proper Warner with it. See, I'm sat here pretending to build a deck, and I'm not building it properly at all. I'm just looking at the pretty units. Thank you for following, Tukos. Much appreciated. Yeah, China is a very big market. And then they've been funny about... Didn't they ban Command and Conquer generals in China for how they depicted China? I'm sure there was something like that back in the day. Someone else may remember. Still think that is That is so cheap. Like, the BMP2 with... That feels like a cheap vehicle, but... I suppose... It's probably not that cheap, really. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to vary up the theatre. I think they'll eventually add Europe. I think they'll eventually add European units. I could imagine them adding... I don't know if... Either it'll be smaller DLC and they'll do it country by country, or they'll, like, do, like, Euro 4. So, like... Or, like, you know, European forces combined. I don't know where that leaves the British in that. I don't know whether we would get our own DLC or we'd be lumped in with the Europeans. Yeah, I mean, that's very true. Thank you for the follow, Panic. Much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, the DLC, you know, because it's near future as well, obviously you could bring in lots of different countries and take it anywhere in the world, effectively. A bit like, I mean, Wargame did that in the end, right? By the time you got to Red Dragon, a good chunk of the world was involved. So... Germany's definitely a possibility. France is also a big possibility because obviously Felix is French. They might have a couple more devs of the French as well now, I'm not sure. Motostralky with the AGS. I am still going through these units, I'm just chatting to you guys at the same time. Motostralky with the Igla. Standard squads, aren't they? Ognamechiki, which are our MROs, or the RPO, thermobaric. And they come in... I think this is a fun vehicle. Engineer vehicle with an RPO on top. So at least you got something that can clear buildings. Broken Arrow is a game somewhat made by... certainly controlled by the French. So watch this space. I'm sure they'll put in some very overpowered French units. AMX-10RC, anyone? Recon tank extraordinaire? The glass cannon? No, I agree. I would rather they split the countries myself. I suppose it just depends on how they want to do their DLCs. If they're planning to just do big DLCs, which was what they talked about at one point, was like the DLCs would be a nation, a campaign. I suppose it depends how many decks they do. I mean, you could add like the British, for example, just have, you know, less specialization options, of course. But you know, as we've discussed, they're endless, right? And yeah, boy, I think that's probably... I agree. I think China is the obvious one at the minute, just because of the size of the options available. PTO Metis squad. Standard Metis, nothing too exciting. I do like the Metis. Shortish range, like, but good unit. Thanks for following, Flashback. Much appreciated. Yeah, that's the other thing, you know. I suppose what they could do is add a few European nations together and allow you to mix and match the specializations between those nations. To try and give a bit more variety. Maybe. I mean, the options are endless, right? There's no right or wrong there. There's... whatever they go with is going to work eventually. ATGM squad, pretty standard stuff there. Cornet, obviously. The Cornet M. Pulmachiki with the PKPs. Now, Igla, which you can either have the Igla N, which, if I pop it there... 1800, 1350, and then there is the Igla S now, which just has a reasonably improved range. So it's probably worth it for the 10 points. RBG 29. Any tank squad, I guess. And the SSOs. I love the detail on the units, by the way. Oh, sorry, yes, you can pin the stat card. This is very true. There we go. Okay, so what I was trying to work out, and you make a good point. I was thinking to myself, I might not be able to show the same unit, but I can. It will actually let you do that. Okay, that's really cool. Hang on then. So that means I can click on, just to test it. There's the Igla, pin it like that, and then switch that one to the N. It works. It's a tiny bit fiddly maybe, but it does work. So that's good. Happy about that. What are the SSOs? So close quarters, and I haven't used anything with the flashbangs yet. I need to try and do that. So if I play tomorrow, I'll try and... well, I will play tomorrow at 2 PM, hopefully. And I'll try and get the flashbangs involved then. Vehicles. I mean, the Sturm is the Sturm, right? I do like, again, the animation when it kicks in. The weapon popping out the top. There it goes. I do really like the animations on these. There's some really good ones. This thing, mine-clearing vehicle, but just acts as rockets. 50% ignores cover, 50%. That's pretty high for this game. So, it'll be good at clearing buildings. T-72. Who's a fan of the T-72? Raise your hand. So I can tell you how I hate it. I don't hate the T-72, not really. I don't think it's a particularly pretty tank. And it drives me mad in Warno because they gave it such a short range, which obviously is realistic, but I just can't get on with the T-72. I really can't. Not in Warno. Maybe I'll get on with it better here. What's the range on these? 1300. Yeah, so it's not too bad. It gets the missile as well, so... Yeah, some people really love... some people really love the T-72. Okay, let's go for support. So, okay, so this is where the fun stuff is. So, Tunguska, as always, the 2S3, which can be upgraded to the M2. That's just basically giving you a faster reload time. Is the main thing, I think. Now, this is fun. Watch this. So, this is the Tulpan, obviously. But watch the animation on this thing. Look at it go, and then all the guys appear. There's even a guy giving instructions. That's not the end of the animation. That is not the end of the animation. Watch this. It'll kick in a minute. But I'm genuinely very impressed with the animations. Yes. It can be upgraded to the Panzer, you're right. Come on, do the animation. Do the animation. There it goes. Loading animation. I know people might not be very excited by that, but I really love it because I think it's going to make for some very fun videos. Once you have the editor and can pre-place units and stuff, I think it'll make for some very fun little videos, especially with all the camera options and angles that they have in this game. Yes, you can have... no, no. No, I tell a lie. It's HE, or laser guided. I apologise. You can upgrade it to the 2S5, of course. If that's your thing. They were using that in the game today that I played. The people on the other team. It was pretty good, the Tulpan. It was quite nasty. Oh, the artillery's still very good. Still very good. Malka. So, again, with the animations, so deploys, guy set up there, but it will reload as well. There it goes. Look at that. I mean, credit where credit is due. The animations are amazing. I mean, it's even to the point that when... You've probably seen it before, but when units are getting in and out of transports, the doors open and they go sort of in the right area of the door. Yes, we are almost at the smirch. Yes. Grad is here. Ammunition options, explosive, cluster, or incendiary, which, yes, ignores cover. Someone just mentioned it. I apologise, I forget who it was. But yes, your ignore cover 100%. Incendiary rockets are available. So the smirch looks really cool. And I was saying yesterday when I was looking at this on stream, it looks to be very different to the one that's in Warno. And I don't know if that's just because it's a newer model or what. So this has lots of options. So this can either have the high explosive warheads, cluster warheads, which is what we got in Wargame, guided high explosive, or guided cluster. So, I mean, same amount of missiles and stuff, but the guided ones even have a longer range. It's pretty good. Book, obviously. Can we upgrade it to the M3? I mean... in some ways it's an expensive upgrade, but I just couldn't imagine not taking the upgrade for that. And regarding names of things, some of them are... I think there's a few things in the game that are incorrect and they need to be edited. Oh. Oh, well, I know. I honestly don't know what would be the most fab. I just played a multiplayer game where I was playing as the Special Forces and the Striker Cavalry Regiment. Don't mix them together. It doesn't work. I was missing a lot of stuff I needed. But I think the stuff in the Special Forces is really cool. But it's so expensive and you get so little of it. It's difficult to win a spam fest. Even if my B2 bomber did do a good job. The B2 stealth bomber did a good job. It's a complete waste of money. But I like the nuke. The Diva. This is another one of those that has had an upgrade, by the way. So, if anyone remembers, very early on, the animation for this was the doors would open, but any of these sorts of vehicles, the mortar just stuck out the top, but now they actually lift up and stuff, which is nice. Let's drop the Vasilek to the top of this one. Difficult to say with the... I mean, the thing with the Special Forces... And if you take the Cavalry Striker Regiment, you don't have any tanks at all. Well, you get the M10 Booker, but it's not really a tank, is it? Not by proper standards. I'm the type of player that prefers to have something meaty in the deck just to fall back on. So I think the stuff in the Special Forces is very cool, though. And again, this is pretty cool. So 120mm mortar. This is kind of like the Toad ones, I guess, in Warno, because it sits on the back and then drops off. Scholar 10. Can upgrade it with the Luchnik E. Or Sosna. Like a bit of Sosna. I have no idea of pronouncing that right. But I'm calling it the Sosna. MTLB. Which gets some interesting weapon upgrades. Like... When I think of the MTLB, I think transport without weapons on, but obviously you can have the Cord, you can have a heavy machine gun in the middle there, which looks more like a turret off a different vehicle. The autocannon strapped to the top. And then autocannon with grenade launcher on the side. You will notice a few of the units. The textures aren't as good as others. I believe that is just because they haven't finished them. But yes, it is a Logi MTLB with weaponry. OSA, yes, the OSA is in now. Weapons package is... So this one's interesting. So it's either static or stabilized. So you either have to take it and it has to be stationary to fire, or you can take that one that can fire on the move. I thought that was quite an interesting upgrade option. So it depends what you're going to do with it. I suppose if you're charging it in at the start, or you're using it to go in with an assault, then having the stabilized one might be beneficial for the extra 20 points. This is a box. A boat with a box on it. Sure about the tour. Might be able to. We'll check in a minute. Remind me. S300 can be upgraded to longer range missiles. Same amount of missiles. This one will deploy, put his legs down. The usual. The Chochka. So this one, and yes, nice animation again. High explosive or cluster warhead. So you can have a big ass cluster warhead on that ballistic missile. Since you were asking earlier. Obviously the Smirch has clusters as well, like, but different weapon set. This one, I guess, will get shot down more easily if there's a lot of AA at the other side. Ural, there's a Ural. Ural with a ZU on it. Okay, so this gets very funny, right? That's the ZU-23. That's the ZU-23 in an Igla. Wait for it, wait for it. A 57mm. Look at the size of that gun. Does that not look ridiculous? You've gone from the ZU to that thing strapped to the back of this. It's huge. The Ural does get an armor upgrade, yeah. To be a armored troop transport. That's cute, isn't it? And then the big ass Ural at the bottom there. And that does get, again, an armored troop transport option. Which makes it look more like an oil tanker, actually. That's interesting. Let's move on. Helicopters. Helicopters are helicopters. So, Mi-24K. Only the rockets on there. Gun pods or rockets. So not many weapons options on there, but it does have the laser and everything on it. Mi-24P Phantom. Rockets. Concons. Concons even. And the anti-air. And the outer pylons, just anti-tank. That comes well equipped. Obviously the Mi-24K has much better optics. The VP. I mean, these are all... Or you can have a different gun on that. You can either have the autocannon or the Yak B. Miller pylons. Oh, I like this. I really like when you can have a pylon with anti-tank and Eagle on as well. There's not many units that allow that. But I really appreciate when I can do that as an option. Just because then I can get rid of the middle pylon and cut the price of the chopper and still have access to anti-tank and anti-air. I really appreciate that. There aren't many units you can do it with. Mi-28, again with the good optics. Now you can upgrade the optics to 2400 with its little radar ball. Rockets on the inner and the outer. Well, again, you can have, if you want, 8 attacker and 4 Igla. So it's another one of those ones, which I do appreciate. The Mi-26 is either the VDV or it's the seaside deck, I'm going to call it, because my mind has gone blank. The marine one. And the Mi-8. The flying bus. And have the gun pods on it, or just rockets. Which is pretty nice. Air tab. So I was saying yesterday, the MiG-29 looks very industrial. I don't remember it looking so industrial, but it's not as sleek as some of the other designs in the Russian arsenal. Plenty of options for bombs and stuff, though. Mostly basic bombs. Nothing too fancy on this. The Su-24M2, which is another industrial-looking jet. Fuselage there. Again, mostly standard bombs. Nothing too exciting. MP, which has your anti-radiation in there, and also the KH-25 air-to-ground missiles, which are... Let's have a look. There we go. Yeah, can be laser guided in. I don't think there's anything too exciting other than that. No. You do get a KH-31 regardless. I guess that's, yeah, on the bottom there. Yes, panic. Yes. You spotted it before I mentioned it there. You know what's going on. SU-25 SM. I love the SU-25. However, this is obviously a little bit more limited in its capability. So you can have the KH-29 air-to-ground TV-guided missile. Anyone who's played DCS will be familiar with this weapon. You got the anti-radiation ones on there as well, so decent choice. Middle pylons, we can have the air-to-ground again, but nothing too exciting there. Outer pylons, it's mostly rocket, short-range AA, some normal bombs, and the wingtips. Nothing too exciting. You can have your ECM pods on it still. This is the one I want. It's all about the SU-25T because this is what I like to fly in DCS. It's just so versatile. When you play missions versus the AI, not so much versus other people. But it's good for killing ground stuff, since it can do a bit of everything. And you can upgrade the sensors as well. And I have my ECM pods on like I do in DCS. And I have my medium range or short range missiles. Got my Vic ears. Gotta have those. You can have the Vic ears and something else. I think I've used that before. I'm sure the S25 I've used in DCS. Is that in DCS? Maybe I'm making that up. Inner pylons, yeah. Air-to-ground TV guideds. And then, now, the SU-27 I like. The SU-27 is a nice jet. I love the sleek design. Love the sleek design. This one is mainly anti-air. Obviously, you can have some bombs on it. But I think it's trying to gesture you towards more having anti-air capability with it. Even if you can stick a few bombs on there. Right, that's everything in that. Right, let me go back to the Arsenal tab. Discard that. We'll build another one later. People were asking, what were we at? We were talking about something that someone wanted to see. There's a few things, actually, in fairness. We were talking about the MI-26, which is there. Thanks for following, Kevin. The Tor. We were talking about the Tor. That was one thing. Where's my Tor? Tor. There's the Tor. Oop, there we go. The Tor... The Tor can fire on the move. It doesn't say it needs to be stationary. So the Tor can fire on the move, but I guess once you deploy the radar... Thanks for following, T-Killer. Much appreciated. Once you deploy the radar, obviously it's stationary, but otherwise it can fire on the move by the looks of it, yeah. Can I check the SU-30 for the VDV? Yeah. What are we looking for on it? The SU-30 for the VDV. And then I saw Mile ask for the KH-31. We'll check that in a minute. See if the cab's on it. The cab 150 is on it. Sorry, 1,500, not 150. And yes, you can put multiple on there. Well, inner pylons anyway. Fuselage and inner pylons. There you go. Just the three by the looks of it. One in the middle. And the other two, and that's it. It is not cheap. It is quite an expensive jet. And only the 2 cab would be 495 even. Remove the pods as well. Okay. Remove the ECM pods. And do you want anything on there? Just some AA or nothing? Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Right, we were talking about the 38. So the KH-31 effective range 7,000, and the 38 is 2. Was it the 38 you wanted me to look at on that? Well, the 31 is 7,000 meters for the seed missile. And then the S300 in the book. I have a search. So the S300. So the radar bonus is doubled for high altitude. I assume that's the same across the board. So it'll be what, 8,000 for high altitude then? And then the book, if we give it the M3 just to make it there, and then yeah. So I assume radar is standard across. So it's times 2. I assume it's just doubled, yeah, I guess. I mean, they do fire pretty far across the map, don't they? So it would make sense for the high altitude stuff in particular that it doubles it, but obviously it only does 1.25 for the low altitude stuff, so it's not as far. It's not as far that way. Anything else someone want me to look at? Did I catch everything? The chat isn't moving that fast, but it's moving faster than it sometimes does. I would hate to think I missed anything, so please do ask. The BMO1. BMO1. Only armor package options. Again, the armor upgrades seem pretty good in terms of the boost they give in this game. The bomber options. So the 2 new ones are the motorized, which you basically got the MiG-29, the SU-24, the SU-24, and the SU-25T, or the 25 SM over here and the 27. But the 27, although you do have some bombs on there, it's obviously designed to be anti-air. The SU-25 SM is a little bit more limited than the SU-25T in terms of what it can have. Thank you for following, by the way. The only brimstone. The better bombers are like the coastal troop spec. which obviously you get the Tu-22 in there, and the Tu-142, the big boys. But yeah, there's lots of price changes. The bombers are, yeah, the aircraft, they have adjusted. I think Felix was saying something about that earlier when I had started the stream, but when we finished the game and I was on stream still, I didn't quite take in what he was saying, but he was talking about the adjustments they'd made to bombers and aircraft at one point. Because he was asking what we all thought, but he asked before the game and I hadn't played multiplayer at that point. But anti-air is strong. I will say that. The ground AA is pretty strong. But the Tu-142 is too big, like, to fit on the camera in the hangar. Like, there's always a bit of it that you cannot see. And it's the same with the Stratofortress for the US. Yeah. Some of the AA nets are very strong. Definitely. They, like, when we played our game earlier, the opponents were more experienced than us, and obviously they opened with loads of fighters. We didn't. So we didn't actually lose any fighters, but we lost a few helicopters. But that was the big thing before, was always opening with loads of fighters. But whether that'll be the current meta, we'll see. Because it didn't do them huge amounts of favours. What it did allow them to do was power drop stuff in. Air tax is I've only played one game, so I can't say it's the normal opener, but it's what the experienced players are doing still. Whether that stands, I don't know. I don't feel like it gave them like it was as amazing as it felt previously. There was a time when it felt amazing ages ago, but it didn't feel amazing this time. What's the difference between the 300 PM and the V4? So the V4, let's pin it. Well, they look different in terms of the tubes on the back, but interestingly, they're very similar, aren't they? They basically have the same stats. They're just technically a different missile, but all the other stats are the same. Weapons upgrades, you can change the missile type so it gets a better range. In this one, you can have the giant missile. So really, the big difference is the upgrade option. The difference is the upgrade option. So it's identical, except for the upgrade option. So the upgrade option changes it. So that, yeah, that's fair enough. The stats are the same, but when you upgrade them, the stats are different. I said this one's very expensive. Technically, isn't it? Thank you for following. Gustator? Guastator? This one's expensive. Even at 200, that feels expensive. It's the same price. When they're identical, it's okay, fine. It's the same price when they're identical. Okay, fine. But the giant missile has the best range. I suppose it does have a higher resupply. I don't know. I've always taken, when we've played before, I've always taken the giant missile, but maybe that's a bad idea. In terms of AA, Patriot. Let's have a look. So there's the Pack 3. The Pack 2 is 4,000. Yeah. So 4,000. I guess that goes up to 8,000. But yeah. That one is just missile upgrades. And that one I assume is the same. Yeah. So the Pack 2 is the best with upgraded to the... Sorry, not even upgraded, just... The Pack 2 gets the longest range for the Americans. Ah, that's what the Pack 3 is for. Okay. I guess that makes sense since you can have 12 missiles on it to deal with the amount of missiles. Yeah, that makes sense. It's good having people that know what's going on in the military world in the chat. I never even thought about it, but yeah, that's very true. Is there anything else people want me to look at? Both last time and this time, I haven't put anything on the screen to tell me what the FPS is, but in the last beta I got to play, and the last press one and this one, in single player everything feels a lot better, and I haven't noticed any FPS issues in the multiplayer game I played. So that was good. And I don't have the most amazing machine, so I've got a 3080, the original 3080, and a AMD 3800. So it's not, an amazing up-to-date computer now by today's standards, but it seems to be running fine. I hadn't noticed any major issues. Unfortunately, yes, it is the last of the matches today. So basically, I don't know how they're doing it, but apparently their online server is currently on a timer or something, and it automatically shuts off at a certain time of the day. I'm not sure why. But basically, the games will be starting at 10 a.m. UK, so British summertime right now. So that'll be 11 in Europe, I guess. And there'll be games throughout the day until about 6 p.m. UK time. Depending on who turns up and who's streaming at the time, obviously you can hop in and watch. They've kind of given us slots, but they're also having games outside of that if people just want to play. So some people might stream all day. I'm booked in for 2 p.m. on tomorrow and Friday, and then I'll probably just hang around a bit after that. But I have a puppy, for anyone who doesn't know, so I tend to have to look after her as well. So this is why I'm not streaming as much as I did previously. Did they nerf the T-15? It's expensive. Was it that much? I can't remember how much it was before. And yes, maybe they are using a cooking time. No. So I was saying earlier, I know you weren't here, Kevin, but as I said earlier to everyone, I have no idea what's happening with the public beta because I know they said they wanted to do a public beta of some kind before launch, but they've not announced anything. They haven't told us anything, so I'm not sure is the simple answer to that. I don't know. Kinzel module upgrade 75. Makes it 300. A long time ago, I'm sure they suggested they wanted to do some kind of beta before launch. I'm sure they did. Not like privately, I thought it was public knowledge. I'm sure they said in an interview or something. But then I've not heard anything about that since, and they haven't said anything to us. Like, I would have thought if it was happening, they would have either announced it before we got access, or they would have said to us, "Oh, you can tell everybody that they'll get access to it soon." But none of that's happened, so I don't know. Yes, they did say something about a mission designer beta as well at some point, but again, I've not heard anything about that. Like, I'd love to get my hands on the editor, but yeah. I don't know what's happening with that. And I also don't know if the mission designer is going to be fully functional at launch or if the mission designer is going to be a beta at launch. You know, a bit like Eugen released their map editor as a alpha/beta. And hey, through Van Vandor? Van Vandor? Beta? You mean how you weird people say beta and we see beta? Amerikanskis with the beta. There's no A in it. It's Greek. We had an epic debate about that in the comment section of my video once. Sometimes it even slips out as beta when I'm talking. Just randomly. Comes from watching too many American TV shows and movies, probably. It's a bit like Lieutenant and Lieutenant. Too many American TV shows and movies. Is there anything else anyone would like me to look at? As I will unfortunately have to end the stream shortly, as I need to go and see to the aforementioned puppy and feed her and such. Then I need to decide what I'm doing later. If I'm awake enough, I might try and stream some Hunt Showdown for anyone who likes Hunt Showdown. I'm terrible at it now. And I'm convinced there's problems with hit registration at the minute. Because I can play a game and hit every shot, and then the next game, everything misses. And it doesn't quite make sense. Like, there's a point where luck and skill aren't in there, and something's wrong. But, yeah. Hunt's in a weird place. I don't know if anyone plays. It's been in a weird place since they did the update to the new version of the engine. I don't know. But there's a couple of other extraction shooters coming out that look pretty cool for anyone who's into them. Hunger. You could look that one up. That one looks interesting. I need to get in touch with them to see if I can have a little go of it or get some more information on it. It's from the team who originally made Hell Let Loose. Obviously, that has nothing to do with Broken Arrow, but there you go. I do play a lot of different games. Can I look at the BMP3? I can certainly look at the BMP3. That is not a problem. It can have electronic countermeasures or the epocha module, but it doesn't get an active protection system. And it can have the ERA package upgrade. But yeah, no specific active protection system. Other than... I mean, I guess the ECM is kind of a protection system, but not active. Passive. Striker? We can have a look at the Striker. So there's obviously various different Strikers. ATGM gets either the standard TOW 2 or the TOW 2B, which is the overfly attack top-down. The ESV is either heavy machine gun, grenade launcher, heavy machine gun and javelin, or the grenade launcher and the javelin. I love these units with the plows on the front. I was saying this last night. No problem, Jasp. Striker ICV. Grenade launcher. The Dragoon. Okay, so, you know when I was complaining, for anyone who missed it, I was complaining that some Russian units have turrets on top that do not look like they fit the vehicle. This is the American one, where I look at it and I think, that doesn't quite fit this vehicle. At least it's, like, you know, not wider than the actual vehicle, but there's something that just looks weird about it. HMG and Javelin. And the Mark 19. Thank you for following, Karash. Much appreciated. The stealth planes, yeah, so I'll show you that in a second once we go through the Strikers. It appears to just... I think the stealth stuff is just based on it has a better stealth rating. So the MC, just ammunition difference for your mortars. The MGS is basically either standard or with a grenade launcher. The SHORAD system, which is either machine gun and stingers, the APKWS, AAM version, which can fire at everything, double stinger pods. Obviously you get 30 mil with all of these, or Hellfires on there. And the Recon one, which can have Bushmaster and everything on it. Which, again, looks a little bit weird strapped to the top, but... we were talking about armor packages before. Yes, the armor packages do make the Striker slower. I think someone already knew that, but just to say we've looked at it. And the Striker SPH just gets armor upgrades. And just because we're here, we're going to click on the Stratofortress and admire it. Huge bomber. And then we were talking about stealth planes, right? So stealth planes. So the drone and everything else. So all of the stealth stuff here. The drones, so the stuff in the air, have a stealth rating of 1.75, which is obviously better than non-stealth planes. Like the Reaper is 1.25, but the Sentinel is 1.75. So all the high-flying stuff has 1.75. The Comanche and the Silent Hawk and that is all 2.5. So that's very high stealth, I guess, because it's lower. But their stealth all seems to be just related to the fact that they have a higher rating. It doesn't appear to be a special thing for it. Oh, thank you, Powder. Yeah. That makes sense. once they have finalized everything and released the game, then it'll be time to sit down and work out all of this stuff and make a video on it all. Yeah, just a rating. I wondered when they announced the B2 Spirit and stuff if they'd added a new stealth feature to the game, but it doesn't appear so. They just changed the rating. The Awkward Gamer, in the sense of, does it run faster? If so, I feel like yes. The game has been running better in the previous beta I got to play with the single-player missions and this one, in my opinion. Oh, I'm sure Broken Arrow will get a tool that's as good as War Yes. Even if Toucan of War Yes has to make it himself. I wouldn't put it past him. He might do it. Depends how busy it is. He is busy with work and he's got a family and stuff, so it depends how much free time he has. I think part of him would like to do one. Great asset to the community, Toucan, and the work him and other people who've helped out have done on War Yes. It's a fantastic website. Oh, the speed of vehicles. Ah. Interesting thought. So the Sentinel is a speed of 300, and the Reaper is a speed of 200. F-35, 450. Ghost Rider is obviously going to be slower than the Spirit. Oh, here we go. So that makes sense, right? So we got the... This is a normal helicopter with 1.25, and its speed is 280. And another Silent Hawk is the same speed. I guess that's a good test of that. Same speed. So the stealth doesn't change the speed of the helicopter. I can pin these. I don't know why I never do. But yes, and I apologize, by the way, if it seems like things are slower or I'm taking longer to respond if you're on YouTube. Sometimes YouTube lags behind the stream a little bit. Yeah, literally stealth riding. Yeah, I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. As I say, I genuinely thought when they announced the B2 Spirit Bomber and stuff that they'd added a new stealth feature, but obviously not. Any last things we would like me to check before I head off? Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone, by the way, and all the follows and the subscriptions over on YouTube and stuff. It is very much appreciated. You're right, it does have worse optics. To be fair, that's the SOAR, so that's got... Does that have... It's got the pod on the front, doesn't it? Hang on. Because it's got the sensor suite and cameras on the front. So I'm not sure if the... I was looking for Blackhawks, but hang on. Are there any Blackhawks in there? There we go, UH-60. Yeah, so it's because they've got the cameras on them. The actual UH-60 Blackhawk doesn't have the camera system, so it's only got the 1000. Yeah. Oh yeah, War Yes is great. You've got the deck building, you've got comparison stuff, you've got calculators for damage and things. It's really well kitted out. And you can upload your own decks and everything, and you can have a random deck generator on there. It's very clever. There'll be something for Broken Arrow for that stuff. 100%. And yes, that's also true. War Yes is technically a community with a server and everything as well, yeah. That's true. Yeah, the Silent Hawk. Actually, technically, you can have 9,000. Oh, that's the unit weight, sorry. Can carry 12 people. What? Hang on. Yeah, sorry, you're right. I see what you mean, sorry. I'm cracking up. It's, yeah, the actual carry weight of supplies and stuff. Yeah. Heavy lift weight. Yes. Apologies. Yep, Kia was there. With his Hellfires and the Optronics mast. I've never noticed that with cameras on before. It looks like a little face. I'm waiting for the meme of that. Looks like a little person on top. Little robot. Thinking on that. There's a video in that somewhere. Bear with me a second. Oh. Right then. I will have to call it there, so I can go and sort out the pupper. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you all have a nice evening. I don't know what I'm doing later. I'll have a think. Depends how tired I feel. But I might stream a little bit of something. But keep an eye on the YouTube channel, because I will do the other single-player mission. I think they'll fix it. I think they're aware there's a couple of issues with it. So hopefully I can pull up a video of that. And I'll try and do a proper video looking through the specializations, at least the new ones. Just because it'll take a while to sit and read through them, and I don't want to bore everyone to death. Yeah, little Timmy with binoculars. Yeah, that makes that. Yeah, they've changed various things, I think, in terms of the speeds, but I don't think I looked at them in that much detail in the last few betas to be able to know it myself. If you are on Twitch, would you like to be dropped off at someone else who is streaming Broken Arrow? Or would you just like to disperse? Because I can raid someone on Twitch. I'm afraid I can't do that on YouTube. YouTube does not have such a feature. I see you around, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good evening, as I say. We've got 25 viewers, so let's drop you off with someone who is playing Broken Arrow. Oh, there you go. The European Canadian is actually playing one of the missions, so that seems like fun. Let's I have no idea who that person is, but let's drop in on that person. Again, thank you for joining me, everyone. I will stream more of this, and definitely tomorrow when I play the multiplayer games. So have a great evening, and I will see you all soon.